Trailblazer, keep the heat on. We up at the crack of dawn, not the ones to sleep on. Now you about to hear it from the best.
Welcome to Up the Score with AP, hosted by yours truly, Alexis Pierce. Up the Score with AP is a podcast dedicated to amplifying the voices and stories of women athletes, not only in their sport, but far beyond it. Today, I am thrilled to have someone sitting right to my right who is not only a two-time Olympian, HBCU legend, but someone who is near and dear to me, someone who I consider a sister to me, the Nigerian queen, Ezinne Kalu.
Ooh, cue the claps.
Cue the clap. Ezzy, what's up? What's
First
new?
of all, Lex, oh my God, so happy to see you. Girl, I'm so proud of you. I haven't seen you. It's been a minute since I last saw you.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It was the last Dream game, probably a few years ago. It was very brief, but before that, it was been a couple years. And I'm so proud of you, girl. You are blossoming. You're doing everything you said that you would. I'm enjoying your journey. I'm enjoying watching you. And just to see that you just exuding all the excellence that you did on the court back then, I'm loving it. So I'm super proud of you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you.
Of course.
What's been up? What's new?
A little bit of everything. So I just got back from China like 2 months ago. Before that, obviously, I had the Olympics in Paris. That was amazing. That was a blast. We did some great things there with Team Nigeria. And now I'm just relaxing, working, just launched my nonprofit, the We Move Foundation.
And we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that a little bit.
Still working out, training, working out throughout the week, preparing for this summer. We have... I'm playing with Team Nigeria again. We have a tournament called Afro Basket. Yeah. That's from July 26th to August 8th, and that's in Ivory Coast this summer. So I've been preparing for that, getting my body ready for that.
Awesome. So right now you're just chilling a little bit, kind of taking some vacation time.
Yeah, taking some vacation time, staying in the gym, getting my hot Pilates going, still enjoying my free time here and there, working behind the scenes, doing some things with the community. And yeah, honestly, just taking it all in and just trying to find that time to just relax, but also do what I need to do to prepare to get ready for this tough tournament this summer.
Now, I know recently I call her Nigerian queen. She is the Nigerian queen.
I am.
And I saw you recently got a stamp.
Yes.
Recently, we're at okay.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but and me, I love tattoos. Me preferably, I prefer tattoos that are visible more so on the legs, less than the arms. So me getting this was a bit of a risk, but I like that it's subtle. I like that it means something to me. I consider myself a Nigerian queen through and through. I know most people don't know that I'm like half Nigerian, half American, but I still have that Nigerian African culture about me. I can switch up my accent anytime I want. So one day I'll be talking English, next time I'm speaking pidgin, so. Yeah. I definitely had to get the stamp for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, as you hold strong to your Nigerian roots, your dad is Nigerian, your mom is American. How are you able to have those two dynamic cultures and still embrace it authentically?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's just about being true to myself. Yeah. Like learning how to balance, learning how to be who I am in that moment. Like for example, when I go to Nigeria and I'm over there with my family and friends, I know that I'm always speaking in my Nigerian accent. I know I'm always gonna eat Nigerian food. Ain't no American food, ain't no wings and chicken and fries over here. You're gonna eat your homegrown authentic food. So I just know it's a time and place. When I'm home in Africa, I know how to behave in my Nigerian culture, my Nigerian ways, my Nigerian dialect. And then when I'm with my family in America, I know how to, be chill, be vibe, talk like how I'm talking to you now. And it's exciting to be able to have two cultures and just be able to balance that on the athletic side as well. I love the fact that I get to compete in these European competitions and play against top athletes. And I'm also happy that I get to go to Africa and play in these major tournaments against all these African athletes, because there's so many talented athletes in the African diaspora in general. Yeah. So I love it. I enjoy it. It's definitely not easy on the body, because Africans, listen, Africans, they get to it. They're athletic, they tough. Like anytime you play against them, it's a different ball game. But I love it. It's exciting for sure.
So I've had some firsthand experience with two cultures. My best friend, do you remember Ijoma?
I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so that's my best friend.
She was at Oklahoma?
She was at Oklahoma.
Okay, and she graduated. I still follow her.
Yes.
How is she?
She's great. She's great. Her dad is Nigerian, and her mom is American. And obviously I would go over there sometimes, all the time. I'm in Savannah, and girl, You can see the difference. Like her dad is
see the
straight.
difference.
Yes. But it's so cool to see her embrace both sides, because she has a tattoo as well of Africa on her bag. But she still goes to Nigeria sometimes. But it's just so cool to see those two dynamics and two different cultures, but still the makeup of you. You know what I mean? I think that is so cool.
Yes, thank you so much.
So obviously you've been playing all your life, but basketball wasn't something that you wanted to necessarally do.
Like, I didn't know that. I told you that. Oh,
girl.
Girl, when I first started playing basketball, I hated it. It was too much sweating. It was just a lot of work. And I feel like me being a kid, I wanted to do kid things, but not necessarily just get on the court and sweat. I feel like it was just a lot, right? And then before basketball, I was like chilly, like on step squat back then. Up north, I'm from Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, if y'all know that, brick city all day. We have like step teams, drill teams, modeling. We have, so that's what I was really into. So my mom, she's like, one day, just try it. Like my friend, he's a coach. My friend at my job, he has a little league team, he has a coach. Just try it, give it a try. All right, Ma, I'll try. I tried it one time, and I'm like, okay,
I like this.
I like this. And then I was the only girl, so that made me even more interested, because I'm like, I'm competing against these boys. I know I could be him. I know I could be him. So the excitement, and then next thing you know, I'm coming to the practices more and more. I'm asking my mom, like, I want to go now. Can we go? My mom started to see how I'm enjoying it. I'm starting to love it. And then that's what she really honed in, like, okay, this is something you're going to do. Let's really get serious about it. Start getting me coaches, start signing me up for AU programs and all these different leagues and travel teams. And I was playing like at a community center. So it was she just really tapped into and was super supportive of what I wanted to finally do, even though it took some time to get there. It took some time. But my mother honed in on it, and every day in the park, outside of practice, we was always working on it. The first thing my mother told me was defense. Yeah. And it's so crazy because my mother never played basketball in her life. She never played basketball in her life, and she told me how to play. The first thing she told me.
How? She never played.
My mom is a huge WNBA buff though, basketball buff. Like, it amazes me when she tell me facts about WNBA.
You don't even know.
I don't even know. It's like I think she really used to watch WNBA from back then, like Lisa Leslie times back then, like Rebecca Lobo, those times. Like, she really used to watch it. She'd be telling me stuff. I'm just like, Mom, how do you know this
how do you
stuff?
know that? Yeah.
So I think her watching it kind of like what got her like knowing the sport. But the first thing she told me was defense. That was the first thing she told me.
And that's why you passed on the defense.
And that's why I'm clamping up. That's why I'm clamping up.
Look, if y'all don't know, Ezzy gets to it on the defensive end. She gets
defense became the best part of the game because my mom told me I fell in love with it. Then after that came the free throws and learn how to shoot and learn how to do layups, and I just fell in love with it. And that was third grade, and I just been rocking with it ever since.
Yeah. That's actually crazy that your mom never played. She knows the info.
Yeah, she knows the info and never played. So I'm happy Mom was on her due diligence back then and was able to, teach me a little skill, a little craft.
I feel like moms just know.
Yeah. For sure.
Like, they just know.
For sure. She know. And it's so crazy, too, because I also played volleyball as well. But she knew that basketball was the sport for me.
It was going to take you further.
It was going to take me a little further than that. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You first were introduced to the Nigerian national team at Savannah State.
Yes.
In 2011.
Yes.
How did that opportunity even come about, one? And what did it mean to you to be able to represent your country?
So the opportunity was brought to me by Coach Josh. Remember Coach Josh that used to work at Wiley Gym? African guy.
I don't know, Ezzy. I don't remember.
So Coach,
you know how to be, when I see his face, I'm not doing that.
He was assistant coach for Coach Baker for a while, too.
I'll have to see his face.
Okay, so tall Coach Josh, he came to me with the opportunity and said, hey, like, I know somebody that's connected with the Nigerian national team, the junior girls. They're looking for players. You want to come out and play? And I'm like, well, I don't have my Nigerian passport. Like, I've been to Nigeria a few years ago, but it's probably expired right now, Yeah. No worry, they'll take care of it. I met with the coaching staff. I met with the GM of the team.
And this is all in Savannah?
This is all while I'm at Savannah State, still in college.
That's crazy.
Right. Here I am, a college student. Somebody asked me to play for my country.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That's wild.
What do you mean, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, I sign up. They have like a training camp. I end up going to that training camp that same year, but like during like the May or fall, like one of those months or whatever. I tried on a team and I made the team.
That's crazy.
It was me, Promise Mukamara, one of my best friends, her sister Peace Mukamara. It was LMNBM, who she's no longer playing, but I think she's practicing law out here in Atlanta. It was so many players back then. And yeah, I was with 2011. Yes. Coach Josh brought the opportunity to me. And then after that, I played with them for a few years. We were actually good.
Yeah.
We lost funding. We were actually really good. We ended up losing funding because we're a young team. You know, we just starting out. Not too many people know about national teams and how things work, especially based here in America.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, it all works because you have a system.
Exactly.
So we ended up losing funding. I get an email from Joyce. She used to be a Harlem Globetrotter. She used to also be on a national team with the women's.
Yeah.
She sent me an email like, hey, like I see you play with the young girls. Come try out for the senior team. Trying out for the senior team, 2012, 2013. Made the team.
I'm more so even just like taken back because it's like, this is in Savannah.
Yeah, it's Savannah. The retirement. First of all, I love Savannah. Not knocking Savannah. I love Savannah. But Savannah is not the city that you expect great things and amazing things to happen. Like, yeah, as an athlete, you have high hopes come from the school. But to know that I had the opportunity to represent my country, I was just like, wow. And I didn't understand.
And it could have been any other country, but it literally was Nigeria.
Exactly. And I didn't understand the gravity of what I was playing for until like our first tournament. Like I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Yeah. I'm going to school in Savannah, Georgia. I'm on my first little flight to a city in France to play in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, wow, like this is really a thing. I had no idea.
All while you're a freshman.
All while I'm a freshman in college. Like this is such an amazing thing. And people always ask me, oh, there's always this debate, like, oh, why didn't you play for USA and your mom's? I'm like, but the opportunity was never presented to me. Like nobody came to me and said, oh, there's a 17 under USA team, come and play. That I never knew. There was no opportunity. Yeah. I didn't even know that existed until Coach Josh brought the opportunity to me. So it was amazing. And to even be playing now to this day and to see how far I've come, I'm just like, I'd be looking back to hear you even say 2011.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't mean to put you out there.
14 years? 14 years? But I love it. It's such a blessing. I'm still on a team with some of the same girls I started with, so that's huge. And it's grown so much. Like we've come so far from when I was first with the team with the young girls, and I like where we're going. There is always still more room for improvement, but I'm liking where we're going, and I'm loving the journey that I'm having so far. And I keep on saying that I'm going to give one more Olympics, and then I'm officially call it quits with the national team. One more Olympics.
One more.
Then, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's, what, 4 years from now?
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, so you got some time.
I'm going to be 37.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do one more Olympics. And then I'm going to go ahead and pass the torch to, one of the other young ladies coming up.
Yeah, for sure. So, Ezinne, you talked about being at Savannah State and Savannah State not being a pipeline school for making it to the WNBA or whatever the case may be. First, I want to ask you, what made you choose to go to Savannah State?
Honestly, it sounds cliche, but Savannah State chose me.
Period.
Period. Like, sis, I don't know if you know this, but my senior in high school, when I went to Science High School in Jersey, I ended up getting like a partial tear in my knee. Nothing crazy, but just like a partial tear, and that scared a lot of coaches off. I was getting letters of intent and scholarship offers from like St. Peter's, St. John's, Virginia, Georgia Tech. Like I was getting
P4, P5.
Yeah, exactly. But they see that injury and they're like, oh, she's a senior. She's gonna be a freshman coming in. We're not really. We're unsure. Back then, teams were unsure about what to do. And back then, my day and age, you had the red shirt coming if you were injured.
Yeah.
So, but my Coach Baker, that didn't deter him. He flew all the way to New Jersey, came and watched one of the basketball tournaments that we had. He came to my house. My mom cooked him dinner. We talked about it. My mom asked, well, why do you want my daughter to come to Savannah State? Like real raw, like real talk. Like, you want my daughter to come 13 hours away? For what? Yeah. Like, what are you offering? Like, is she going to be safe? Is she going to be okay? Coach Baker said, listen, I got her. Your daughter is an amazing athlete. All she got to do is just show up and do the work and graduate.
That's it.
That's it. Show up, do the work, and graduate.
And you did all that.
And more. And more. I went on my visit. The day of my visit was homecoming.
Oh, that's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
It was homecoming. Shannon Sharp was just now retiring his jersey, I believe, or they was doing something big for Shannon Sharp. Girl, I signed that day. That next day. I signed that next day because it felt not just because the homecoming spirit, but because it felt like home. It felt like
girl,
home.
You sound like me.
Like, because I'm going 13 hours away.
Yeah.
I'm going far. Like
you want a home away from home.
I want a home away from home. I want to see people that look like me. I want to see my professors look like me.
What?
Are you kidding me? We have events on campus. Mm-hmm. We got Dress to Success. We got Fried Chicken Fridays. Fried Chicken Wednesdays. Yes, Fish Friday.
Fish Friday.
Yes. Oh my God. Like it felt like a home away from home, and I'm like, I know. And then the girls made me feel so welcome. My teammates, my future teammates. I'm like, I want to be here.
Yeah.
I want to be here for 4 years. And then the campus, the dorms. It was amazing. Like I was sold, and I ended up signing like that. Probably not like that next very day, but I ended up signing immediately after, and it was a no-brainer after that. Like, I'm gonna choose whoever choose me.
Yeah.
I went to Savannah State and did great things. Like probably things I couldn't have done at Georgia Tech or Virginia or anywhere else. So I'm super grateful.
You sound like me. I'm resonating with you the whole time you were talking. But my journey was a little bit different. I started off at Jacksonville University, PWI. Then I ended up going to Tennessee State. Mm-hmm. I signed the day of to play at Tennessee State. My coach called me Coach Ty Evans. Love you to death, Coach Ty. It just felt, I didn't go on a visit, Ezzy. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally talked, like, he sounded like my dad on the phone.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, okay. Yeah. I was somewhere. I talked to him. I called my coach, my AAU coach, Coach Nard. Just like, I'm about to go to Tennessee State. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have to go on a visit. I'm like, this sounds like my uncle or my dad.
You know.
Like, it's a
feeling.
Yeah.
People don't understand that when you do everything, especially when you move with intention and you want things to kind of come back tenfold towards you, when you have that feeling and you know it's the right, you just know.
You feel it in your heart.
Exactly.
Too.
And I'm happy that Coach Baker took a chance on me. Yeah. And when I was stepped on campus, I just knew, and it all worked out.
Yeah. You did really great things at Savannah State.
Thank you so much.
I mean, you did things that had never been done before.
Yeah, period.
You guys won the MEAC championship, something that had never been done before.
Yeah.
2,000 point score, something that still is
to this day.
To this day, that has never been broken. You guys were able to go have your first NCAA berth. Mm-hmm. You guys played against South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Girl, you did amazing things. Talk about what it meant for you to play at State, play at HBCU, and still break records. Still be able to really thrive into who you were supposed to be on the court, and not even having to go to a P4 or P5 school.
Yeah. Honestly, I look back sometimes and I'll be like, I know for sure I made the right decision, because had I went to another school, I probably wouldn't have gone through the things that I went through at Savannah State. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, there were injuries I had that kind of like really broke me as a person. But I think me being at Savannah State and me being there, being around people where it felt like home for sure, I knew that I was going to be okay. And honestly, that's what really pushed me the most. Mm-hmm. Me being at a big school, not as big as people may think, but big to me, because I was already so far away from home. Yeah. And I already was coming here with high hopes. I already was coming here with high expectations of me. People expect high of me. So I think that's what pushed me for sure. Mm-hmm. On top of the minor setbacks. You know, I had an ACL injury, I had an ankle injury, I had a shoulder injury. Like there was always so many things that was trying to deter me and make me not continue on my journey. But I just kept going. I kept going. And I was happy to see that, you know how like when you keep on working, you don't really see the results right when you want them. Yes. And I think that was the thing at Savannah State. Like I was always working so hard, and I was forgetting that, listen, you got to take care of yourself. Yeah. Okay. You can't really just be always, you're putting the work in, the results are going to show.
And they did.
Exactly. The results are going to show. I was always so hard on myself. I'm like, listen, the results are going to show. Just keep putting the work in, keep going to rehab, keep getting stronger, keep coming back season after season. And it turned out great. I like you said, I was doing great things. And honestly, just being able to navigate that space and being able to keep that same mentality that I did in high school and transfer it to college, I'm happy, because a lot of times people get to college and they kind of lose themselves and lose their identity, and they don't really know like where they fit on the college court. But I'm happy I was able to adapt. I'm happy I was able to break some records and put Savannah State on the map. And I'm happy I was able to make Coach Baker look good for 1 year and win the championship. So when I look back, it's definitely humbling for sure. Definitely humbling, and it's a blessing to even be in this space generally, for real.
If you had not gone to Savannah State, I wouldn't even know you, Ezzy.
You would not.
I would not have, because you would come to Johnson, which is the little sister of Savannah State on the high school level, obviously. And y'all, me and Ezzy used to get to it.
Literally,
after
remember
practice.
the open gyms?
What?
Oh my god!
I remember, for me though, I remember the open gyms, but for me, I remember when you basically took me under your arm. Yeah. Like I didn't have anybody who could cook me in Savannah. Like I didn't have anybody like on my team or in surroundings
to really push you.
To push me. Yeah. Like I was always the best player essentially, and I say that humbly. But you came in and you were really cook me for real, but also did it in a way you would teach me a lot. And for you to be able to do that, that meant and it spoke volumes to me, because that's why I'm like, you still somebody I look up to this day, because you a dog.
Thank you.
Like you a dog, so that meant a lot at that time.
Firsthand. You actually you probably seen the transformation from now to like Olympic play and what I'm doing now. So it's
No, seriously, that video I sent you, the one when we were working out.
Oh, we were working out.
Yes.
Oh my God. First of all, Johnson had
that and put it in.
First of all, Johnson had the worst floor ever.
Girl,
I hated working out there. I hated playing there,
so
but
slippery.
we got that working.
We did, and it was only just us. Like if everybody else would be gone, we would still be working, like playing 1-on-1s, just training for real. But that was always, like I said, such a treat just to work out with you when I could.
Thank you, sis.
So talking about playing at HBCUs, there's always a stigma of HBCU players not being underdeveloped, not having the resources, or whatever the case may be, to make it to the next level. And it's not even just women's sports. It's all across the board. I mean, the last time before 2022 was 20 years before a HBCU player had been drafted into the WNBA. And then before you going to play for Atlanta, that was 15 years an HBCU player had ever played in the WNBA. What is that? Is that
Honestly,
crazy to you? Because it's crazy to me.
It actually really is crazy. Because my thing is, there's so many athletes, tough athletes that are going to HBCUs, not because they want a huge athletic advantage. They may be going for another reason, but they're tough in ball, and they just happen to be playing, whether it's on scholarship or not. And I don't think that a lot of scouts or a lot of people are recognizing, or I don't know who's late to the party, but nobody is going to scout the MEAC tournaments, the SIAC tournaments, the what else MEAC conference, the SWAC. Like nobody's going to these HBCU tournaments to scout players, to look at players, because they're great athletes. You know, coming out of big HBCUs. And I don't think it's fair.
I don't think it's fair at all.
The gap is crazy.
It's a significant gap.
It's a significant gap, sis. We're talking about 15, 20. We're talking about more than decades. We're talking about generations, actually.
Exactly.
Of athletes that have gone through the HBCU system and not probably got a fair chance at a training camp. Honestly, the solution: get more teams.
Get more teams.
Get more teams.
Get more teams for sure. But I think and I want to talk about this a little bit later. But I think you always, being at HBCU, you got to work twice as hard to get a fair advantage. You have to work twice as hard. But these, like you said, these scouts and these GMs, they aren't going to these tournaments. And for me, and Auburn coach said, and this is a different dynamic though, he said, I'd rather go get a JUCO kid than go get a Power 5 kid, because they spoon fed.
Yes.
A JUCO kid is going to work. It's going to clamp you up, going to do what it is that you say, let coach be coachable, as opposed to these Power 5 kids being transferred to the other Power 5. You going from Power 5 to Power 5. You didn't learn nothing. You didn't go through anything. You didn't get it out the mud for real.
Don't even get me started on these transfer portals and these players going to this P5, this P5. It's like, I'm not. When I was in college from 2010 to 2000.
At the same school,
2015. But not even, like, I was at the same school because I had to be. If I was transferred anywhere else, I had to sit out of here.
Yeah.
That's the integrity of the sport. Like, I get it. You don't like the school, you want to go somewhere else, you want to try something different. That I get. But just to be transferred just because you don't like the culture, you want more playing time, you lose the integrity of the game.
Yeah,
Years ago, when you transfer, you had to sit out of here.
You had to sit out of here. It's a punishment.
Right? Like, okay, you leave your school, sit out of here. Go ahead, put that red shirt on.
In the same
conference. So, I mean, hopefully we touch on that soon, because
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I'm not. It's like I don't want to say these kids. It's like the generation now don't want to work hard. They don't want to
blame.
They don't want to prove themselves. Who?
I blame the parents.
That too.
I say that as a coach. I blame the parents, because for me, if you're my kid and you're changing the school for the wrong reasons, I'm not letting you. You're going to sit in that.
Yes.
You're not playing for a reason. You're not practicing hard. You're not doing something that is allowing this coach to play you.
Yes.
So therefore, you're going to sit in that and you're going to stay.
Yeah.
Because there's been times where I played in college. I didn't play that much my freshman year. It wasn't really until the end of my sophomore year to where in junior year and so on and so forth that I really started to come into myself, and it takes time.
Yeah, it does.
You coming in as a rookie, you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down sometimes for certain people or certain situations, whether this however the system is, whatever the case may be. You may be playing under seniors or whatever the case may be. Because I came in, we just won the ASUN championship the year before. I'm playing with champions, ASUN champions, and seniors now.
Yeah,
I didn't play that much, so I had to sit in that, and I didn't sulk. I just was the best player that I could be on the bench. I was supported my teammates, but sometimes you have to sit in. That's why I say you have. That's why I blame the parents.
The parents are huge. The parents are enabling the behavior.
They are,
because like you said, as athletes, when you have a certain goal or your coach have a certain standard, you have to follow that goal. You have to follow that code. You have to follow that standard. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm leaving. I'm going to transfer. I don't like how the coach operates." That's not how things work. And I feel like I don't want to say the system is being taken advantage of, but I feel like there has to be a system in place where it's like a time frame that when they do transfer, it has to be a time frame where they have to sit and reflect on, okay, why did I really transfer? Me being here, like was it? I don't know. I just the whole transfer portal is just messy. And then don't even get me started with the NIL stuff. Like, are y'all providing financial managers to come with this money?
These kids
like
these kids.
Hey, like I was telling you off camera, I don't know whether to be supportive and motivated or pissed off. Because when was this money when I was in college? When was all this NIL? No, I love that for them for sure. Like I love that for like kids being able to use their likeliness and their name now to benefit is great. Like kudos to whoever thought of that idea. I love that for them. I just hope that it's coming with, like financial managers so that kids know how to manage their money if they don't have the parents there. I just hope that it comes with things in place so that is helping the kid in the long run outside of their sport of basketball. Where's the money going? How you're investing? Like what are other avenues that I can do? Their future as well.
You can only play,
you can only play for so long.
Years, but I've seen kids.
Listen,
kids that when I was playing, mind you, I've been 3 years removed now. That's still hooping. Like
it's so you could play for a long time, but like, is this money? Are they set when you get this money from the NIL? Are these people setting you up so that you have a future? Yeah. So that's all it is. But I definitely love that for them for sure. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about you talked about Savannah State. Obviously, you're making strides there. But I do want to ask you, Ezzy.
Yeah.
From playing at Savannah State and doing all that you did, breaking the records that you did you feel like, and we talked about a little bit, Savannah State not being a pipeline school to the W or to where, like I said, it's not just the W, it's other sports as well. Luckily, like for Shannon Sharp, he was able to go to the NFL. But that's a dime a dozen. Yeah. That's not something that actually happens for, mid-majors or HBCUs. Did you feel in the back of your mind when you committed to say, because that's always been the goal for you to play in the W, right? Yeah. So did you feel like you probably wouldn't have had a chance, or it would have been, like we said, harder to get to the W? I mean, and I say that just for HBCUs, but you still have players who still can't get into the WNBA for other reasons that has nothing to do with exactly. So, but did you feel like that in the back of your mind when you committed, like that could hinder your chances?
Honestly, I didn't really start, like the WNBA has always been a dream, like as a huge goal of mine, but I didn't really start thinking of it more until like my junior, my senior year when I was getting more serious until, okay, I need to figure something out. Then I started thinking in the back of my mind, like, wow, okay, I'm at Savannah State, great, I'm doing great things, cool, but is anybody seeing me? Is anybody noticing me, what I'm doing? Like, my numbers are great. And I'm in a MEAC conference and I'm playing well against our Moneyball schools like South Carolina and Florida. I'm playing great against them, but are those numbers matching up against the other players that are PW5? So I've always had that in the back of my mind, but I just kept the faith, honestly, just kept working hard and just say, okay, well, if I'm not at the W at the time, my number will be called one day. But yeah, I don't think, I didn't let it like really take over me, my mentality. I just was just going with the flow, just playing as hard as I can. wherever I end up, I was always grateful for, because me even being at Savannah State I had already done enough. Like, I was the first one of my kids to graduate high school, the first one to go to college. I'm first generation everything. So even to do just that
enough for you.
Was enough for me. Everything else was just an added bonus. So yeah, I've always definitely had the dream to play at W, but like I said, I didn't let that hinder me or deter me not getting selected right away out of college. I didn't let that deter me. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sign with the agency, go overseas. Right. What's next? Yeah.
I've always loved just like your grit, your resilience, your persistence, your just will to do everything that, whether it's basketball, whether it's your entrepreneurship journey, whether it's you starting your nonprofit, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But where did that will, that mentality come from? Did it come from Mom Dukes? Did it come from, like, where did it come from?
Honestly, I think it's a little bit both from my mom and dad.
Yeah.
I think so, because also, so I just think it's personality. Like, I have a strong personality. I have a strong personality. So I think that naturally reflects in my work ethic, because I don't like failing. Like, I hate feeling like a failure. I hate letting other people down. So anytime I'm in a space where I'm working or somebody's relying on me to do some type of work or perform, I always try to give it my best, and I always try to work hard and give it 110%, because naturally that's just who I am, you know?
I love that. I want to move to the road to 2021. Okay. Because it was the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. Because of the COVID and everything like that. Yeah. You won FIBA African Championship, beating Senegal 60-55.
Okay. Yeah.
13 points, and was named MVP of the tournament. And that game qualified y'all
for the Olympics.
Yep. Talk about that game, because I went back and watched it, and I watched it all the way to the end, actually. And the excitement and the joy on you guys' faces, y'all were hugging each other. Like, that was only the second time that Team Nigeria was ever going to make it to the Olympics. I think a time before, and then that time that y'all made it again, and obviously for Pierce. Just talk about that moment beating Senegal, and then knowing that you are about to play on the biggest stage of your life. Because that was your first Olympic in 2021.
Tokyo. Tokyo was my first Olympics. And honestly, first of all, beating Afrobasket, I don't know if people know this, but Afrobasket is a major tournament that happens in African country. It's with all the African countries. We're talking about Nigeria, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, South Sudan, Egypt, Angola. It's sort of like Eurobasket, just African teams.
Just African teams.
Exactly. And it's a tough competition. And
and that's what you're preparing for.
That's what I'm preparing for it now. It happens every 2 years.
Okay.
That's what I'm preparing for it this summer. And it's always a tough competition, and we're always neck and neck with Senegal and Mali. And Senegal, it's always like opposite sides of the group for us. Like, they know they don't know, because it's like they picking the ball to decide the groups. But it's always we always end up on opposite sides of the bracket.
So you have to play them,
so we have to play them pretty much. It's like either the quarterfinals, either the semifinals or championship game. It's always one of those two.
So that's gonna be a good game.
Exactly. So to play against them for the championship game, was like, okay, it's one and done. Like, this ain't the quarterfinal game. This ain't no semifinal game. This is the game that we want right here. And to beat them, we were blown away. Yeah. Because we were in Dakar, we were in Senegal, we were at their gym at that time.
Had that ever been done before?
I don't think so.
But y'all had won the championship.
We had one in Mali. In Mali.
Beat Mali. Got it.
Yeah, we won in Mali. But Senegal, it was new arena. It held 19,000 people.
It was so many people there.
It was completely sold out.
It was. I'm like, I said, but I'm like, wait, a lot of people here.
Let me tell you the African culture experience of playing basketball. There were so many fans. Sis, there were so many fans, right? You know how you come on your bus to go to the parking lot to go get off the bus. There were so many fans outside of the arena and also inside the arena that we had to physically pull the bus. Say the mic is the door of the gym. We had to pull the bus around, come right here in the door. So you open the door of the bus and you just go walk straight into the gym.
So when fans
wouldn't get in. Yeah. All you hear is drums. All you hear is the Moroccans. All you hear is people like tapping on the bus. Yeah. Nigeria, Senegal. It was crazy.
Oh my God.
But just the atmosphere, the energy, the amazing, and to know that we was playing in their hometown, it was like amazing. And to beat them, oh my God. Oh my, it got crazy. And you know what's even spookier halftime, we're walking to the locker room and a fan throws like salt at my teammates' eyes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's like African basketball is real, like, not ritualistic. I don't want to say that because you know nowadays you can't say everything, but
Yeah.
excuse me, it's like there's this energy where like they try to do anything, so they throwing salt onto the bench to like give us bad luck. They put in like salt around our locker room to give us just
I get
just
you,
trying to give us,
yeah.
like this bad juju. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But we pulled it out. That was a tough game. We ended up pulling out. We won. It was a great game. It was amazing to learn that we had qualified for the Olympics. That was huge. It was gonna be my first time, and I was excited. I was happy.
Yeah,
I was happy, and we're preparing for that same tournament this time around, and we're trying to go for number 5 in a row.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we won. I won 3, and then the year before last, I didn't play. I was with the team. That was the 4th one, and then hopefully this year will be the 5th one.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys won that game, qualified for the Olympics, your very first Olympics. Obviously, it had been right after COVID. Was there COVID protocols?
It was COVID protocol. Like, we couldn't even leave the village, like how it was in Paris. We couldn't leave the village. There was glass everywhere in all the lunchrooms, so you had to sit with plexiglass. We couldn't enjoy none of the amenities on the campus because, I mean, it's COVID. We couldn't go to none of the matches. We couldn't see none of the...
Oh, you couldn't?
Yeah, we couldn't, unless it was outdoor. But we had no fans at our games for basketball.
Why didn't I?
There was no fans. Yeah, there were no fans. So imagine we playing against Tokyo, the host country, and no fans. It's just a team and the officials. We playing against USA, no fans.
No fans.
It was no fans in our games. Only at the outdoor sports like track. They had like the BMX biking. You can because you just sitting outside. Just make sure you space yourself out. But all the indoor sports, no fans at all. It was so silent and boring.
That was such an unprecedented time.
It was.
I feel like during COVID was the only time we all came together, like, and watched sports. Like, sports was like the common denominator.
It was, because that was the only thing to do.
That's the only thing to do.
It was.
Dang.
It was.
But now you're...
But then again, I'm still mad at COVID because them COVID babies just out here running around wild now. They out here running wild now. So
different. That's a different gene right there, all in all. So now you're in the Olympics, your first Olympics, like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Talk about just that moment. I mean, you guys play against Team USA the first time around, and it changed this past time against Paris. The result was the same, but I think it was different.
Yeah, but since people don't know that we actually played USA and Australia in the tournament in Vegas before the Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a little like a pre-tournament game before we left, and they smacked us by like 50.
Oh,
they beat us bad but also too, it was a practice game.
Yeah,
but by the time we got to the Olympics, you saw a completely different team, which that was the most important, our growth from playing in the preseason little tournament to actually at the Olympics on a world stage, we looked a lot better than what we did. I mean, even though we ended up losing by like, I don't know, 12, 17 points, I don't know, against USA.
Again, this part then...
No, in Tokyo.
It was a little bit more than that.
A little bit more than that part.
It was like, I forgot the exact score, but it was a little bit more, maybe like 20-something.
Okay, so not 50.
Because it wasn't 50, because I know that because y'all lost by 14 in Paris. So
okay, Paris was tough. Yeah. Paris. But like I was saying, so I think that we definitely got better than what we had shown initially, and that was always the goal, to just try to show how we had improved to be on the Olympic stage. But it was exciting. Yeah. It was fun. I mean, it was definitely new. To be a part of the opening ceremony was amazing. To be a part of the closing ceremony was even better. I had an amazing time. And then when I came home, my family was waiting at the airport for me with all the shorts and the balloons. It was amazing. It was an amazing first experience for sure. But Paris was mind blowing. I want to talk about that. Paris was mind blowing. I want to talk about Paris, girl. See, not many people know this either. There were 2 Olympic villages. There was a Paris village where there was everybody, USA, all other countries, all other sports, and then there was a Lille village where it was only basketball, but only like a couple teams. It was, if I can remember, it was Nigeria, South Sudan, China, Australia, men and women, Canada. It was a couple other teams, but it was only basketball there. So, and you had to win your group in order to make it to Paris. Okay. Yes.
Help me a little bit understand that.
So there were 2 villages, right?
Okay.
The Lille village and the Paris village. Paris was the main Olympic village.
So you had to play these teams to qualify to play.
Yeah, she had to play. In order to go to Paris, we had to win at least 2 games out of our group.
Okay.
And we ended up, once we beat Australia, once we beat Canada, now we qualified to go to the Paris Olympic Village. So we moved
all our stuff. So at this point, what round is this?
This is like the, I want to say, so the Australian game was the very first game.
Mm-hmm.
The second game was the game that just determined, like, whatever. The third game was the most important.
Okay.
Because now it's seeding time. You got 3 games. You either got to go 2-1 or 2-0.
Yeah. You got to have a winning record.
You got to have a winning record, exactly. And then once I guess you count that as what, quarterfinals?
No, because y'all play USA in the quarterfinals.
Okay, so you weren't classified, you just call it group play then?
Then group play.
Yeah, so it was group play. We made it out to group play.
So once y'all made it out of group play, who did y'all play after group?
The first game after that was USA.
Okay, so that was the quarterfinals.
That was the quarterfinals, yes, correct.
Because that was the first time that y'all had ever made it to the quarterfinals.
Correct.
That's crazy.
Correct.
And you went...
Correct.
18 points in like that whole tournament time. I guess when you guys were playing in group play leading up to that time too. You went crazy.
Honestly, sis, I had a chip on my shoulder. We went 0-3 the last Olympics. We didn't win no games. We didn't win no games. We got smacked every game. And I'm like, and then I had took a break from the team for like a year, about a year and a half. So I low-key had a little animosity. I had just finished the 0-3 record with the Olympics. I was no longer on a team no more. Now I'm coming back. I got a chip on my shoulder.
As you should.
Not only do I got to prove myself to the Nigerian Federation because I was let go over some like just family stuff, and then also prove to the world that we're better than what we showed. Like you don't go to the Olympics and go 0-3. The Olympics is the best of the best. You got to at least win at least one game. Like let's just keep it above.
Yeah.
So I look at a chip on my shoulder, but not only that, but I was excited for the opportunity, and I was excited to be playing with girls that I haven't played with before.
Yeah.
So that mixed with all the emotions of making out the group play and leaving the Lille village to come to the Paris village with everybody now, with the whole world, and seeing everybody, I'm like, oh my God, I was pumped. I was pumped. But it was also overwhelming. It was days where I couldn't even check my phone because it was going off all the time. Like just, especially after the Australian game, like my phone was just always.
Everybody knew.
Yeah, it was just always. And I love it. Like, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. I love it. But it gets overwhelming because I just played the game. Now I got to turn around and get me prepared for the next one.
Yeah.
But then I got to check my phone. It was
a lot.
It was just a lot, but I enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh, girl. When y'all were playing in USA, because y'all were, it was neck and neck for a while.
Listen, we get our bigs, and we're talking about that.
It's a different story.
We're talking about that.
Because, no, I was watching and I was texting Shawanda. Shawanda is my old coach, her best friend. I said, Ezzy hooping. Like, they got a chance to win. Because I remember that shot you made, you banked it, and y'all were to get down by 4 at this point.
Oh, the crazy shot.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh my gosh, like this, obviously the result was whatever, but I'm like, during that whole time, you guys were neck and neck. And I'm like, I was excited to see you just hooping against, our American counterparts. Like, it was just so good to see. But talk about your points per game. You fourth in points per game in the whole tournament or the whole Olympic time. Like, I think Asia Wilson, those players were up there. Talk about just, you always been a hooper, but playing against those type of players, the Asia Wilsons, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu,
Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, all of them out there.
Exactly. But not only playing, but competing.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk about just that whole dynamic of being able to play against, American counterparts, but knowing that you can play with them too.
Yeah. I always get asked that question a lot, and I feel like my answers are always different because what do you do when you play against the great?
You gotta be great.
You gotta be great. You gotta compete.
Yeah.
You gotta show up.
Yeah.
And for some reason, when I play against USA, they always bring this fire out of me. Not like no fire, like that type of thing, but just like, wow, that's Brittany Griner Garment off the screen. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Agent Wilson Garment. Oh, this is. Oh, I got. Who else? Who else is like
Jackie
Young Garment?
Yeah.
Like this is. I'm competing with girls who play on a platform that I dreamt of.
Yeah.
So when I play against them, I gotta come correct. I gotta give it 110% because they're not gonna take it easy on me, and I don't expect them to. I don't want them to.
Yeah.
So I feel like anytime I play against them, I always try to give a little more, give a little extra. And it's always fun, like especially when like I play against some of the girls, we may joke a little bit, or may laugh a little bit because we're competing, but at the end of the day, it's all basketball. We've all played in the same court for years. I've been playing against the USA for years now. The same girls I played back then, I'm still playing them now.
Yeah.
So I just always make it a priority to go out there and just whenever I play against them, to just put my best foot forward, give 110% and compete because they're gonna compete against me.
And you ended with 16 points, 7 assists that game. Really, really all around great game from you and from the whole Nigerian team. But what I want to ask just in general, how do you prepare for those big games? How do you prepare night in, night out, but to prepare to play on the big stages and still show up and perform the way that you do? Like, what is it, a mental thing? Is it vibing with some Afro beats? Like,
it's like, all that.
Honestly,
I think it's a mental thing for sure. Because for me, like, I'm a stickler. Like, I'm definitely what they call a type A personality. Like, I need a schedule, I need a routine, and I need to be consistent.
Yeah.
If my routine is off, I already know the game is not going to go exactly what I expected from myself. So when I go into big games, I just try to mentally lock in, do everything the exact same I would if I against anybody else. So it's all about consistency for me. I mentally lock in. I say my mantra, what I want to do. I want to go out there and work hard. I want to lock up on D, and I want to play both ends of the floor. I always say it to myself. And that's all I do. Mentally lock in, put on my Afro beats, my music, listen to my Nigerian music.
Yeah.
And I just really just tap in and lock in and try to, and just say, listen, whatever happens, let it happen.
Yeah.
Only control what you control. Because in basketball, there's so many emotions.
Yeah.
Things get out of your control, and you just got to learn how to still be mentally strong and play 40 minutes. So that's all I do, just mentally lock in.
You're the type of player, and there's not many players like this, that even if you don't score, your presence is still felt.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like if I trust me, and this is why I find so funny about myself, because people always ask me when they hear that I love defense, and I tell them it's my favorite part of the game. They be like, "Really, defense?" Yes, like if I'm not scoring,
that's something you can control.
Exactly.
When scoring is something that you can't control.
Exactly.
Defense is something that you can't control.
Defense is in my full control.
Yeah.
I can dictate.
It's effort.
It's effort. It's effort. It's hard work. It's IQ. It's will. That's exactly what I have. That's exactly what I exude anyway.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I love when these teams, every time we get a scouting report, who's going to the best player, who's going to lead scorer, me.
Yeah.
And I be accepting that.
Yeah.
When I be overseas, and I be seeing like sometimes the coaches, they put like the local players on the foreigners. No, I'm guarding her.
Yeah.
Because this is that's my job. That's what I do. That's what I do for sure. And people be so surprised when I say that. And I try to contribute outside of scoring, because you got to be an all around player. You got to be able to pass. You got to be able to get the rebound. You got to be able to dive on the floor and get that loose ball. You got to be able to lock up and play defense and step up when your moment. So I'm full blown. I try to be an all around player.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like 6'6". So if I can go up there and get some rebounds, I will.
Not 6'6".
I'm not 6'6". I'm only 5'8". But like I say, I like to do everything. Like if I'm not scoring, if it's not going my night, cool. Like there's other ways I can contribute to the game and to the sport.
Yeah. And we alluded, Ezzy, to your time playing overseas and everything like that. But I didn't ask you, what was your favorite thing about playing overseas, and what was probably the most challenging? Because I have teammates who still playing overseas now. They're like, man, I didn't get my check. Man, I don't know what they're saying.
I definitely had those moments.
Yeah. So what was your favorite part, and what was, like I said, the most challenging?
I think my favorite part of playing overseas is just getting culture, going to all these different countries, and because I've never thought little old me would be going to Germany and Hungary and Russia and Turkey. Like I never thought I would be these places. Awesome. So I think that's the best part for me, is traveling, going to these places, trying different foods, hearing different languages, seeing different people, how they act in their environment. And I think the most challenging it is waiting for that check sometimes. It's been countries since I'm dead ass. Like, it's been times where I've waited weeks and months for my check, but sometimes you just got to know the teams that you're going to and the professionalism. And you got to ask yourself, are you going to a big club who pays on time?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing your research? Are you hitting up the players to find out okay, how are they paying you? Are you always getting paid late?
Yeah.
So also too, it's about doing your research, but outside of like the payment things, of the most challenging, I think the most challenging for sure is the language barrier.
Yeah.
Right? Because language is definitely hard and there's this barrier, but bilanguage is universal.
Yeah.
And I think on the court sometimes, like, even though we speak the same language, we understand each other's bodies, and we know what that person might be doing. But it's hard to, like, if I'm talking to you about a player or a defense and you have no idea what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
that's tough.
yeah, and it was tough. China was a little tough because
did you have a translator?
Yeah, I had a translator, and he translated everything. My
How is that even happening during the game though?
Exactly how you think it is. We have a timeout and a huddle, and the translator coming right in the huddle, and every time the coach talk. That's exactly how it is. And you remember on Love and Basketball in the locker room when the girl was like, when Monica asked the girl what she say, and the girl was like it's literally just like that.
Wow.
It's literally just like that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Some countries go to you don't need to translate because they speak English. But yeah, I think China was the only country. Actually, now that I think about it, China was the only country I've been to when the coach spoke no English. And I had a translator.
That's good.
Yeah,
though.
that's good. Yeah, that's good. I feel like all the countries I've played in, for sure, I've had like there wasn't much of a language barrier except for China.
What was your favorite place to play?
Ooh, that's tough. Honestly, I would say China.
No way.
I would say China. Wait, give me a second. Commercial break. I want to say either China or I did love Hungary too.
Mm-hmm.
Hungary was beautiful, and I stayed downtown in the city. I was in a loft. But China was,
even with having to have a translator. Did your teammates speak English?
A couple of them did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think China, I enjoyed it the most because it was so clean. It was a lot. It was a lot to do. I was able to find things to do.
Yeah.
Especially like find Nigerian restaurant, find Nigerian clubs and things like that. The food there was amazing. I was in the main city that does all the manufacturing. So you know how your clothes are made in China. I was in that main city with all the manufacturers. So I was able to go to like all the different markets, and I really think China might have been the best country. And then on top of that, girl, the season was so short. I got there in October and left in March.
Dang.
I loved it.
And that's what some people don't like about going overseas. You got to sometimes be there 7, 8, 9, 10 months at a time. But.
Yeah, but also too with these short seasons, it's a lot of games, and a lot of the athletes are leaving. Like I know a couple of athletes have left China because we play like 38 games. So I'm playing like twice, 3 times, sometimes 3 times a week, and within 2 weeks, man. Yeah. So short season, but the reward and the work is a bit much, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
And I love a short season. All this playing 7, 8 months, 9 months. I can't do that shit no more.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. You got your break playing last season with Atlanta against the Liberty.
Can I just cut you off, please? Because I had people say my big break. I was with them for like 3 days.
No, because you have to say that because all that you went through in your journey. For sure. Like, you have to say your big break because you worked so hard, and you, like you mentioned, like you were just working and you were just hoping. Like, that's all you can.
Feel like that, then,
that's all you can. It's like faith.
Yeah.
You know, faith is the substance of things you hope for and evidence of what you cannot see yet. And you literally had faith to get to that moment, and it happened for you. But that happened. You got under the season contract with Atlanta to play with New York. You played them before the playoffs actually started.
It was our last regular season game.
Regular season game. How, oh my gosh, extraordinary was that? Not even just because yes, love that you got the contract with Atlanta, but you got to, like, full circle is what I'm really trying to say. Playing in your home state, like, that is wild. Everything has, just listening to your journey, Eddie, everything God has guided your steps. From you going to playing at Savannah State, playing in Nigeria, getting introduced to Team Nigeria.
Playing for Nigeria,
playing for Nigeria. Still to this day, like God has literally ordered your steps, and for you to play with Atlanta, where you currently live, and play your home state.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that just speaks speaks a lot.
But not just like the journey to get here, but just like the whole process of being introduced to the team happened like this.
Oh, quickly, yeah.
Like I got the text Tuesday night about them being interested. I got the text from Dan Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, I was at the doctor getting all the stuff done, all the medical stuff done. Wednesday night, I was on a flight. Thursday morning, I was at shoot around to prepare for the game that night, Thursday night. So everything was happening so fast, and I couldn't really. My head was just spinning.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was standing still. I was still in the moment and just accepting that what had just happened, but my head was also spinning because, wow, like this is really about to happen. It's about to happen 20, 25 minutes from my hometown, and my family and them get to come and see me.
So home, 25 minutes from your hometown.
Yeah, the New York Liberty Stadium where they play is about 20-minute drive from Jersey. It was 20, 30 deep. I still got the picture. I'll show you.
Oh my God.
Right across the bridge, 25, 30 minutes, and they all show up and came out. And honestly, just to be in that space around them girls, around Tina Charles and Ryan Howard and just Jordan Cannon is super cool. Just to be around them and just to feel them welcome me in with open arms and just kind of like give me that head like, okay, like welcome to the team. That was super dope, and I so appreciate it so much, and to just come in and just do the best I could and just show me, just be my coachable self and go out there and give my all, give 100%. It was nothing short of amazing, really. And then have my family there. It was just like, even
because you could have went anywhere. You could have played against anybody. You ended up playing against who's the reigning championship. They won the championship last year. In your hometown, 25, like that's what I'm saying. Is like,
and then my family saw me score my first little 2 bucket and 1, so they were so hyped.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I know you mentioned like Tina Charles being the first person that kind of just welcomed you with open arms, just kind of took you under her wing. But you also played against her, in the Olympics, that's something like full circle moment.
Yes.
Oh my God,
yes, it's definitely full circle. She was on the team when we played them before Tokyo. Wow, it's full circle moment, and just and it's crazy because I'm a vet, but when I'm coming in, I'm a rookie. So you're
a rookie in a vet,
right? I'm a rookie, literally, sis, literally. So to just be in that space and be in that moment and just have the opportunity, it was amazing. Like sometimes I can't even describe it because, like. You know how you're there and you're in that moment. The feeling is just so indescribable that you just float and like you just navigate. Right, and that's exactly how it was. Unfortunately, we ended up losing in the playoffs and we didn't make it to the next round. But to be a part of that team for those couple of days I had fun. I had such a good time. I learned so much from Tanisha. She's a defensive coach, so you know me. Like I love defense, so it was like a match made in heaven for me. And they actually had some other coaches. I forget his name, but he was a coach for he coaches for Australian national team.
Really?
Yeah. So the assistant coach for Australia was on the coach staff of New York. So for Atlanta. So he knew me coming in like, oh, you just kicked out in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like welcome to the
that's awesome.
was just, right. It was just so amazing how like everybody just welcomed me in their own way, and I had such a great time with them.
Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I want to ask you, what did that moment, like, you talked about just how you were just feeling, it was free flowing, like you just was kind of going through it, so much emotion.
Yeah.
But what did that moment teach you about, I don't know, maybe just about hard work does pay off. I mean, staying down does pay off.
Yeah.
Working hard, training hard, just not knowing when you would get your break, but you eventually did. Like, what did that moment teach you?
All that, sis. Sis, literally all that. Like, I think the most important thing it taught me was patience.
That's the big word.
That's the big word. Like, you never know when your time is going to be called. Yeah. Because this is like me, like, I'm super locked in with like signs and messages. Right?
Girl, you and me both.
Signs and messages, right? When I got back from the Olympics, when I got back from the Olympics, I was still working out, still training.
Mm-hmm.
I posted my Instagram picture, like something about patience, like patiently waiting with the clock, right? 2 months later, literally the exact same day,
2 months later,
just 2 months later, the Dream posted with the clock, said the time is now.
Oh my gosh!
But people, like, I guess people don't know about little stuff like that because it's not directly to them. But me, I look at little stuff like that.
Girl.
Because they see me.
Yeah.
They see me.
Everybody
like,
see you.
Everybody see me, but the fact that they see me, they know I'm patiently waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
And for them to finally decide to be like, let's give it a shot. Let's
the
see
light
where
bulb went off.
Exactly. And I'm just like, wow, the patience is what really got me, because you just never know. You know, sometimes you be want something so bad, and if it don't come right then and there, you give up on it.
Give up.
But me, I don't give up. Like, I'm a firm believer in when God closes the door, he done open the window. He done open the window.
I think my saying is, don't put a question mark on where God put a period. Like, don't.
Oh, I love that.
No, because it's like, it's really, you never know. You never know what, as long as you just stay down, stay prayed up, everything will eventually work. It may not, and I love in the Bible, and suddenly. Yeah. And suddenly, because it's like, and suddenly, things do happen for you. If, like I said, if you just stay prayed up, stay down, and it'll work out.
Yeah. And I'm super optimistic about getting another chance, like whether it's with Atlanta or whoever, you know, because you just, like I said, you just never know when your time is. You never know when your time is called. This time around, I think I'm definitely going to approach it differently. I think I never say anything. I never said this to anyone before. I think for me, I approached it as, I'm coming in. They know what I can do, but I don't want to do too much. And I think that kind of, I don't want to say hurt me a little bit, but I think that kind of like, they didn't see the same athlete that they saw at the Olympics. You know, because when I'm at the Olympics, I wear a different crown. You know, I'm the facilitator, I'm the point guard, I'm Nigerian queen. It's a different role. But coming in now to another place where the team is already established, I'm dealing with vets already. They already have their roles. Now I'm in the game, but I'm thinking, okay, where do I fit in? Yeah. I got the shot at the 3 in the Olympics. I would have been took this. Yeah. But I got it now. Is this really my shot? Like, do I swing it? Do I drive and kick to the player who's been here? Like, I was definitely in a different mindset then. So I know now, if I do get that number call, I know it's to just show who I am, regardless of what else is happening. Yeah. Do what I've been doing, control what I can control.
And that's always tough. Yeah. Because, I mean, that's the same as if you were going in as a rookie. Anywhere. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, college, you're unsure. You're trying to find your footing. You don't know. Like, you were in high school and you know you was the top dog. Now you're going to college. You're like, oh, my gosh.
And then on top of that, it was a quick turnaround. So I went from regular season game to playoff game, game
not
1.
Not even just that. They had all been playing together the whole season. So I can see how you definitely had that. I don't know the word to probably say, hesitation. Yeah, maybe.
For sure, yeah. I definitely do, sorry to cut you off, sis. No. I definitely do feel like I've showed, like, just key things that that team will see and say, okay, she like, defense for sure. Yeah. So again, something I can control. I have a clip. So I don't know who recorded this, but there's a clip of me like guard and bet Niger from the half court, and I'm like locking her up, and then I get down to the bottom, and then I fall, and we going this way, and I'm like hyped up, but the game is over, but I'm still so like, I gotta show you the video.
Oh,
but
I'm still so hyped up because that's just you though.
That's naturally me, and I'm just like, wow, like, okay, even though the game was over, we lost, but this is naturally me, and
you're a competitor.
I'm a competitor regardless of, and so to know that I brought that identity, I'm happy about that. Yeah. So now I know next time when I do get that call, to still bring that identity and not the work that I know I'm capable of. Yeah. That got me where I am today. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I love that. But that's just, like you said, that's just who you are. Mm-hmm. And any WNBA team would love, I know, and like just you as not only a player, but a person, just your will to work hard, just to be who you are, but very personable person. But it's also crazy, and I just want to touch on this a little bit. Mm-hmm. Players are in and out the W. So like I was watching Ariel Atkins. She's doing she posted something on her YouTube shorts of just her journey of getting back to the WNBA. Bria Hartley, who just now made her footing back into the WNBA. Crystal Bradford. Like, these players have such a story about just their road to the WNBA. They never gave up. They persevered. They've been resilient. And that's another thing with you, just staying down to your number, staying ready so you don't have to get ready. Be ready when your number is called. And it's just so and it's tough because WNBA it's a different landscape. It's not really, it's 13 teams. Only so many players can play in the W. And it's like, you could be really, really good and still not be in the WNBA. But, so yeah, it's a tough thing. But for me, it's like you're really living proof. You know, if you continue to work hard, you know, stay grounded, train hard, you'll eventually, you know, harvest.
Yes, exactly.
What do you say to young girls who have aspirations of playing in the W, whether it be from HBCU, whether it be from a girl from Newark, New Jersey, whether it be just a young Nigerian girl? What do you say to those women and those young girls who have aspirations of playing the W?
Excuse me. I have two words of advice. Not 2 words, but two pieces of advice. Two pieces of advice. The first one for the ones that do want to go to the league: stay consistent, stay in the gym, work hard, become a gym rat. Like, if that's something that you really want to do, you got to work 10 times as harder no matter what school you at.
Yeah. Because
you got to separate yourself from all the other great athletes, because they're great athletes nowadays. It's talent coming out the woodworks.
Yeah.
So you got to find your niche, find what separates you from everybody else, stay locked in on that, stay 10 toes down with that, and work hard. Do what you need to do to get in this position, to have resources coming in so that you're going to these camps, you're going to these seminars, you're going to these events where you have people helping you to learn, like, how to navigate school and being a student athlete. Like, find those resources that you need to be successful, to make it to the league. Also my second piece of advice: have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Have a backup plan. Have a plan B, have a plan C, have a plan D. Because the WNBA, it's a goal, but it's not the ceiling. If that makes we can
end the podcast on that one.
Like,
say that again.
Yeah, like, the WNBA is the goal, but it's not the ceiling.
Yeah.
There's so much more you can do with the WNBA, but there's so much you can do outside of it or around it. So just try to find different avenues to tap into it. Yeah. Say, for example, you love the sport so much and you don't make it. There's so many things that you can do outside of that sport to still be reflective to what you want to do in your life. So just have a backup plan, just work hard. Whatever your goal is, work hard, stand 10 toes down in it. And just,
I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty much
you
about
actually
it.
transitioned me right into what you're doing now with your foundation, the We Move Foundation. Can you talk a little bit about what the We Move Foundation is and how we can support in any way? And I know you have something next week coming up. I know you're really excited about. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So the We Move Foundation is my baby that I just launched, nonprofit. And so the term We Move is a popular African term. I don't know if you know this, but it's a popular African term. It kind of just means like we persevere. Yeah. We get over it. We fight. We stand tall in what we're trying to do. So that's essentially where I got the name from. And my profit is dedicated to empowering underserved youth and African athletes through innovative programs, through sports, education, and community. And I got it catered specifically to African athletes and American underserved youth because that's naturally 2 pieces of who I am. I was born in inner city in Newark, New Jersey, with inner city kids and underserved youth, and also have the connection to my African roots. So I definitely want to use that platform to give back. Within my nonprofit, it works as an umbrella. So with that umbrella, I have different initiatives, whether it's my Niger Pride project that's committed to finding funding for only national athletes. I have the elite training camps where we have bringing different training camps to have athletes get the best training, whether it's defense or offense. We have an initiative called the She Moves Project that dedicated towards specifically for my ladies and getting that gender equality in sport and after your sport as well. And I'm excited. I have my first event coming up, so like a soft launch. I'm having a community walk. It's called the We Move Atlanta First Steps, and that should just give Atlanta just like an insight of what We Move Foundation is. And I'm super excited about it. I'm definitely in this phase of my career where I'm transitioning. Like I want to be I call it the boots on ground transition. Boots on ground, because it's fun playing a sport, right? It's fun doing great things. But when you're done with that sport, what are you doing to give back to your community? What are you doing to give back to the people who've raised you or who give you what you've gotten, or to the kids that look up to you? And that's all what my nonprofit is, just being boots on ground, giving back to the younger generation, giving them the resources that I had when I was a kid, giving them that safe space, and just trying to find ways so that it makes it easier for them to reach the level of success that they want to reach.
Yeah.
That
just made me think of, it's a little TikTok thing going, how does it go? We forgot this was the whole thing. This was the part of it all. Like this was the reason. You don't just play a sport or play basketball, whatever the case may be, just to do that and make that your one thing. You want to be able to give back to the people who sacrificed for you or the people who are coming up behind you, to leave that legacy which you have. And I think that is gonna end us. We have rapid fire questions, but I just want to say,
do it. We don't have time.
We do have time. We do have
Girl,
time.
my PR manager is calling me. She'll be just fine.
Okay, we're gonna do that, and we'll be done. Rapid fire. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Who is your WNBA GOAT?
GOAT? Ooh. This is supposed to be rapid fire. Lisa Leslie.
Ooh, that's a good one. African food or American food?
African food. Come on now.
Would you rather be on the cover of Vogue, because she into modeling, y'all, or get a brand deal from your favorite makeup line, Fenty Beauty?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I want a brand deal.
Period. Because
Fenty might lead into
other Vogue,
but not just that. But she got a Puma line, she got a lingerie line. So I'm trying to think,
Okay, got you.
I do have my cosmetics line. I still have that I'm working on relaunching real soon.
Okay. Tap in. If you could do anything for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, if I could do anything for the rest of my life, what would it be? That's a tough. What would you do?
I don't know. I just want to travel. I love to travel.
I would say travel. Yeah, travel.
Even though you've already traveled like so many places, you still want to travel?
Yeah, but I travel for work.
For work.
I've never been to these countries for leisure.
Yeah. Travel.
I've never been to these countries for leisure.
Now you mad.
No, I'm mad. Travel for sure. Travel
for sure. Who is someone you feel in your life has upped the score?
Oh, I see what you did there. My mom. My mom for sure. I love you, mommy. But my mom has definitely upped the score for sure. Like, we've been through so much with my mom together. Like, I don't know if you know this, but me and my mom stayed in a shelter for like 2 years together.
I did not.
Yeah, when I was in high school, we stayed in a shelter for like 2 years. And we had like, I really come from humble beginnings. Like, I really got this shit out the mud.
Yeah.
So to see my mom, like, how she is now, and her being, like, super proud of me and just doing things that she want to do now. Like, all her kids, I thought how she get to travel and enjoy herself now. So my mom definitely has upped the score for sure.
I love that. And we're going to finish with that. Oh my God, this was so much fun. I just want to say thank you so much. I learned a lot. I feel like I knew you before.
But now you know me. Now you know me for real.
Now I know you for real. But Ezzy, it's always a treat to talk to you any chance I get.
Likewise.
But yeah, thank you, girl.
Thank you for having me. Oh my God.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
It's time to up the score with AP. It's time to find out what it took to get to what we did. Had to turn it up a notch, a blazer, keep the heat on. We up at the crack of dawn, not the ones to sleep on. Now you about to hear it.